Hey guys, it's Nutcase, and today we're going to be flipping through my sketchbook 40 number 43. I'm currently recording this live over on my Twitch, so if you'd like to see me draw stuff both digitally and traditionally live, you can go ahead check out my Twitch. It is linked down below, like always. But this is my most recently finished sketchbook, and while recording this, I am recovering from COVID, so I'm sorry if I sound sick. It is because I am. I'm a lot better than what I was earlier this week, though. So, yeah. So, let's get to the flip through. So, I started the sketchbook last year, February 28th, last year. I finished it August 30th this year, obviously. So, yeah. This was a character design that we did from the random prompt jar. It was a rollover from one of my other sketchbooks. This is just a random one of my dragon people. This was the final sticker for these concepts that I had been working on, so that's why it got stuck in here. That was the final one for that one. This was my washi tape that I designed that I came out with last year, and so I stuck that in here as well. I was drawing my Kappa character. A lot of these pages, especially early on, you guys will see, do have numbers on them. So, this I was trying out some little post-it notes for covering up stuff, and they worked well. I just forgot that I had them, I think, at some point, so I didn't use them much. But I was trying to come up with new ideas for my little chat mascot, like a little new avatar for them. I never ended up doing anything with them. And then I was coming up with ideas for Patreon. Ended up coming up with doing Dungeon Meshy stuff, and so I was doing a lot more rough ideas for what I wanted to do. So I decided I wanted to do a stained glass piece, and that's what this one is. This is the sticker. And you can kind of see how it is translucent on the glass parts. So this was the rough idea for the actual finished sketch that I did for that. Let's see here. And then these were some ideas for the sticker sheet that would go along with the print. And these are some of the finished stickers here. This is another thing where I was doing post-it note. I had traced that. There is this little rough idea. I was thinking about doing a coffee shop based print last year at some point, and I was using one of my local coffee shops as a reference. Some more Dungeon Meshy fan art, human Chilchuck, and a little doodle of Itsumi. Another Itsumi, random person. Just some random doodles from one of our game nights. I come back sometimes and paint some of the sketches I do in this sketchbook because this paper takes to the paint pens pretty well. But it's mostly pencil and ballpoint pen. And they're just some random sketches. Little Mothman guy. I don't know what the skull was for. I don't know if it was for something, but a lot of these are just like random doodles that I do in between time. This was me planning out my large Bang Boo sticker set that I did. And so I was marking off as I finished each one here. I didn't end up sketching all of them, but I did sketch a few of them in here as like rough ideas. This one is pretty much one-to-one what I ended up going with for Bag Boo. Same with Safety Boo, honestly. And same with Explorer Boo as well. And then this is just like another one. You see I use the paint pens there too. These were the Zenless Zone Zero sticker sheet I did. These are up in my shop still, but it's all meme-based things with some of the Zenless Zone Zero characters. So like, Nikomata, Can has Cheeseburger. We got a Dogecoin version with Lycan. We have Confession Bear with Ben. And these are all like the rough sketches I did for this. This is another one where I came back and painted it with the paint pens. Same with this one, some of my little dragon ladies. This is a version of the Write and Rain sketchbook that I really like, but I don't like this version of it because you guys can see here there's like perforated edges here. My new one doesn't have this, thankfully, so this was just random blob shapes that I then drew over. This is my DreamHack Atlanta exclusive sticker from last year. It's funny because I just recently designed the new one for this year, but this was the rough sketch for it. Um, Random Mothman Rainbow Doodle. And just more random doodles. I don't know why I doodled Pearl, but I did. I think it turned out pretty good, except for the smudges on it later. Random little wolf girl. I like how big and fluffy the ears are on that one. And then on Miku Day, I drew Miku. I didn't do a finished thing of Miku, but hey, at least it's something. I also drew a caterpillar, like fluffy caterpillar version of my character. And these were me trying out some pencils on this paper, which I don't think really worked too well. This was me planning out a Corin piece for a print as well. This was actually at DreamHack. So this is the thing I wanted to use the sketchbook for a lot more. It would be like journaling and like doodles about what's going on. But I've made a video about the stresses of DreamHack last year, so you guys can probably understand what's going on here. And then just some more random doodles. I believe these are all from DreamHack as well. Well, up till here, and then this is after. I think these are from when I was at the... Yeah, these two were from when I was at a car shop getting my oil changed. And then this was just the next day. I think I had gone down to Florida at this point. No, this is the point I've come down to Florida, so... And this is just some doodles based on old art that I did. And then Monty's character, I did a little doodle of them, and then I was roughing out ideas for my updated model, for my VTuber model. I didn't end up going with that design. And so this is the last of the year's doodles. And then I come back and start working on my character design stuff again for my VTuber model, which is earlier this year. Now, I've torn out pages from this. Let's see here. Let me see if I can grab it and show you guys. Since it was technically in this sketchbook, I've just torn them out and put them into another sketchbook for sake of keeping stuff together. And it is for a comic that I'm working on with my husband. But this is the pages that have been torn out, so you guys can see what those are. But they are now in the sketchbook for the comic. But that's why there are 2 pages missing there. And this character and this character are both ones from the comic that we're working on. They're not in that sketchbook because it doesn't really feel like tearing those out. And this is again coming back with the paint pen and just coloring in some more random shape things that I then went back and like edited and like painted some more on top of and whatnot. So, and then just some random sketches. This was me trying to plan out my digital circus print. And then random dragon guys. I was testing to see how well the Sharpie did on this paper. It did not do good. It's smudged all over this page. So, this is me drawing my manta ray mermaid girl. Just some random faces and eyes. This was me starting to plan my pixel PNG tuber model for when playing Deltarune. I believe this was the final concept I went for, but it's, like the note says, a smaller head. This was a sticker from a board game that we were playing, and I just put it in there and used it as a frame. These were some more ideas that I had for Patreon stuff that I didn't end up going with. This was me telling somebody about DreamHack and I was explaining the layout of the convention and why I was so upset with it, so yeah. I just drew it to be able to explain better. This was me trying out the Koi Noir rainbow pencils, so that's what this is. That's what these are. But I was drawing with some of those. I think this was the day that I got them. And then this was a art fight attack, along with this one. And this one. And this one. So all of those were art fights, and this one too. I think that's the last art fight. No, there's one more. But these all look a little different than what the final pieces are, because I changed them whenever posting them for the art fight attack to kind of match the characters more. So instead of all of them being red, they were colors that I felt matched the characters. And then here are some random doodles. This, I think, may have been at another convention, because I drew my little Vash. I think so. And then this was, for Deltarune stuff. I was doing sketches, so I drew Chibi Tenna, and then a Spamton. Sorry, I was like, why can't I remember his name? And then I was thinking about the sticker sheet, what I was gonna do. So those are the sketches for that. And then just random elf guy. And then this is me pre-planning some stuff out. I'm doing DreamHack again this year, but I'm part of a stamp rally for Deltarune, and I'm designing the stamp card, and so these were just some rough ideas that I did to send off to the group. And then this is me messing around with the red ballpoint pen that I got. Just seeing if I liked it in this. I really did. I ended up liking the red ballpoint pen in this. And this is just the regular black ballpoint pen. I think I like the red one a lot better. And so I ended up going back to it. And then I drew a Dance sketch. Miss ISA. And then Random Alien. And then my little snail girl. And my unicorn girl. And then it's just the rest of the sketchbook like that. Yeah. So that was sketchbook 43. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you guys enjoyed seeing all this but would like to see me draw live, check out my Twitch. That's where I'm recording this right now. Chat is actually, hearing me stammer and everything. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!